Product update by Nutnfancy. How you doing, guys? You're looking at, of course, the discontinued Fenix L1D AA flashlight, discontinued Fenix P3D CR123 cell flashlight, both outstanding. Yes, I have tabletops on each of these lights. You may see them in annotation. They are heavily proven in the Nutnfancy project and with me personally in my own jobs and adventures. Love these lights. They just have never let me down. They continue to impress me. Great examples of the newer lighting technology that I discussed in January 2009 when I posted my video. I think it was called something like Lighting Technologies by Nutnfancy. You'll see that in annotation too. And there, in that video, I introduced folks that may not have been aware to the lighting technology revolution. And just like I predicted in that video, it continues. The lighting products continue to get better. We get better battery life, better brightness. Haven't really seen a lighter weight yet, but I will say these are pretty lightweight and compact as they are. And their successors, like the L2 Tango T model, is also outstanding, and the Fenix PD30 superseded this one. Fenix isn't the only game in town either. Nightcore, outstanding lights, O-lights, Diablo. There's a lot of them out there. Each one kind of has its own specialty, and there's new up-and-comers like Quark that are coming out as well. Great lights, and man, it's a fun time to be a flashlight enthusiast. And like I said in that video, it really gives you so much more capabilities when you go on your adventures. Because just like you've seen in the Nutnfancy project, sometimes we stay out late at night. Just like you saw in my Desert Gunnery series of videos. And if you are very perceptive, and that's the point of this video, you may have noticed me wearing this Fenix headlamp. I already talked about this in the reviews on the previous Fenix lights. I did not have a lot of experience with it at the time. And looking at it at first blush, it looked kind of like a goofy setup. And I really didn't want to give it a positive review unless I had tested it myself a lot. And the good news is that day has come. I have many months of use with the Fenix headlamp in all sorts of climates, terrains, areas. I've used it in my military job. Yeah, and I will tell you, this thing freaking rocks. It is awesome. Again, when you first look at it, you're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And a headband is always the way to go when you need hands-free lighting or a headlamp. And going back to some previous versions, let me roll some previous technology types in here. Kind of like the Petzl. A lot of guys out there may have this headlamp, may have used it a lot. Here's a Tikka Plus Petzl, a Tikka XP, both good examples of good headlamps. However, they've been left in the dust by technology. I suspect if they haven't already, they will soon upgrade the LEDs on these lights to compete with the Fenix variety, those high output Cree LEDs. They're high output, I mean, really cranking LEDs. These don't have them. Therefore, they're not as bright as a Fenix light, maybe a Nightcore light, or all the other newer lights that do use that technology. They can't throw a beam that far, including this Tikka XP with its, spotlight portion there. I find that it's not super effective. However, this one is PD30 or the P3D, outstanding. Also in my headlamp riding right now, Fenix headlamp, the L1D, the single cell AA battery discontinued Fenix light. And don't get wrapped up about the different versions. Fenix lights are going to change, just like I said early on in January. They're going to change models, maybe change in specifications, hopefully for the better. Maybe not for the better. I mean, the P3D I actually prefer over the PD30 because it's more compact and it's smaller. And I don't need a strike bezel for my POU on my P3D because mostly I run it as a weapons light, just like you've seen on AR-15s, 1022s. For low recoiling guns, it has proven to be a very faithful lighting companion for Nutnfancy. For shotguns, don't know. We're going to test that out too, but great light. But the PD30, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, definitely more expensive, so maybe that wasn't a change for the best. But that's going to happen. I can't control that, nor can you. So don't get super wrapped up about the models. For the Fenix Headband, a smaller, more compact, maybe a single cell flashlight is best. Just like this L1D. That way it's not too big and ungainly and getting smacked around. Running a double cell flashlight I found was a little bit too big. You know, doesn't work quite as well. I like the short ones. What do I like about the Fenix Headband? First off, let's get to what is included in the package. You're going to have 2 light attachments, a battery storage module you can put on your band, the side headband, and then you have an over-the-head band as well. Okay, that's what's included, and a lot of people who get it will think, well, that's how I have to configure it. That's how they designed it. Maybe so, maybe not. Let me show you how I run mine. I run mine fast and high speed, just like you see here. I use a single attachment clamp for the light, ran upside down, because I have found that it attaches best that way. It's designed to run like this, with the Fenix logo right side up, as you can see. I don't do that. I like it where the knob's up here. It's easier to access. I found it strapped on easier. Ideal. And I'm just running one of the light clamps. It comes with 2. You could run 2 if you want it. Do you need it? Well, again, getting back to these single AA flashlights, they put out an incredible amount of light. In my opinion, they absolutely are superior to the older style LED headlamps like the Tika XP, even though this just has 1 cell. This has 3 AAA cells in it. It's that LED that makes it so superior. By the way, while I'm on the subject, the burn time I found on the Fenix using the rechargeable NiCad batteries, not so great. Maybe I'm getting an hour and a half out of it before I have to pop in a new cell. But since they're rechargeable batteries, they're pretty much free. And so I just keep several on hand. Just be advised, the burn time's not as great as advertised. And I'm talking about middle mode, maybe going to turbo mode once in a while, but not very often. Mostly about mid mode, mid brightness mode with a bezel turned to the right. That's a side or a digress. Sorry about that. But I run just 1 light. If you are conducting, I don't know, search and rescue operations or something where your lighting is very critical, you might want to run 2. 1 L1D or a like light on each side of your head to balance it out, and maybe just run 1 light at a time. And then if that battery dies, since you may or may not have time to change another cell in, you have another one right on the opposite side. So strength and numbers. Me, I don't do that because I like it light. You know, opting for that, again, my often said theory of firepower versus mobility. Mobility. Great. I don't run the overhead band either on the Fenix setup. I don't need it because since I'm just running 1 light, sans battery holder, don't need it. Where did that battery holder go? It's here somewhere. Here it is. Here's one. This is designed to carry maybe some CR123 cells and maybe in the back of the headband. Again, I don't need that. I don't want to have it around the band. Carry it in my pocket, you know, backpack, tactical system, whatever, if I have extra batteries, but it's an option. As you can see, you can attach it to the band. High speed, though. Just 1 lamp, ran upside down, no over the headband. Real high quality elastic Fenix uses on this. Very impressed with it. On par with a Petzl. And I've used these Petzls, and actually here's a Black Diamond one, for years. And I've been very impressed with them, albeit they've been superseded in technology by just such a setup. The cool thing about this, guys, is it gives you throw off your head. In other words, it's been, for a number of years, you've been able to, you know, cast or project a beam of light using a handheld flashlight. And that continues. Nothing's changed with that. But doing so hands-free with a headlamp is kind of a newer thing. And you're going to see it get better and better as time goes on. Fenix is just the first iteration. There may be some others I may be missing too. But to have hands-free lighting where you can cast an effective lighting beam 25 meters away, maybe a little bit closer, but you see what I'm saying? Very nice to have. The only criticism I have on the Fenix band is it will come loose and lose adjustment on you. So you adjust it. As it gets tugged on, you can see it'll loosen up on you. If that bugs you, then go ahead and stitch it up. I have not done that yet because sometimes I'm running this over some helmets, hats, or caps of some sort, so I need that adjustment. And, you know, my head's kind of fat anyhow, so I just kind of leave it right about there for adjustment. How's that clamp? This is probably the most critical piece on the effectiveness of this headlamp setup. The clamp is superior. They did a great job. First off, it's constructed out of materials that will be durable over time. And just like most manufacturers, they brag about this. If you turn on the back of the package and also on the specification sheet, you'll see flashlight mount is made of German Bayer PVC plastic with anti-aging and anti-solarization compounds or components. And I will vouch for that. That is a true statement. So Fenix has integrated anti-UV compounds into these plastics, supposedly to resist the damage that sunlight will bring, exposure to sunlight, and also it won't become brittle over time. Great job, Fenix. Also, pivot point made of stainless steel, as is the anchor screw. Also made of stainless steel, screwing into a stainless steel portion in the band. So there's no plastic on plastic. Now, the ratcheting adjustment, like you see here, very positive. And you can adjust it. You can tighten it up if you need to. Another big plus. Going back to the Petzl lights, where we go here? Okay, we'll just use this Tika Plus. That has a positive ratchet on it, but I have learned that over time, not so positive. It can wear out and become very loose, and before you know it, it's drooping. You're not able to adjust the angle of your hands-free lighting and have that angle maintained as you go about your activities. Not so with Fenix, at least in my several months of experience of this. Just perfect. Attaches easily, just like so. Man, what a great little setup. Another plus is the Fenix Headband is affordable. You can go to some of my favorite websites. You'll see an annotation there and buy this product. Hopefully it's in stock. I have found that it sells out frequently. Apparently the word has gotten out that the Fenix Headband is a useful piece of kit. If it hasn't gotten out, it definitely will now through the Nutnfancy project. And for the small amount of money you're going to pay for this setup, to be able to strap your small Nikkor or Fenix lights on your old head there and have powerful, not just mediocre, but powerful hands-free lighting, it will transform it. Military, law enforcement guys, also note, been there, done it, that you can put that red diffuser tip on there and have that red lighting as you go about your duties as well. So the Fenix light is very versatile, lightweight, definitely worth the money, and I give it my highest rating. It really is. There may be some others from other manufacturers come out that will beat it, but as of mid-2009, very impressed with the Fenix Headband. Nutnfancy, thanks for the ratings. Thanks for all you do for me. I'll keep cranking out the vids. Signing off. See ya.